The railway tug, for its type, is a vital component in connecting rail and sea. And Top Hat is the bridge between these thoroughfares that course throughout the big city port. This is Top Hat. I had a blast with the first installment of this new Tugs series. In case you missed it, I took a deep dive into the character of 10 Cents and talked about some of the things that I really appreciate about the character, and why I thought he was a perfect protagonist. In today's video of Tugs A Deep Dive, we're going to be talking about Top Hat.
Me?
A fan favourite character who I think is not only a great example of character growth in Tugs, but a fantastic example of character growth done right altogether. If you like this video and want to see more like it, then don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and ring Toby's bell to stay notified for when I post new content. Now then, with all of that out of the way, let's get started. So for this video, I'm going to do things a little differently from the previous one. After we establish who Top Hat is, I'm going to cover his appearances in each episode and take a look at how he slowly changes over the course of the series. Alright, so who is Top Hat? Top Hat is a railway tug who works for the Starfleet, transporting the rail barges Frank and Eddie across Big City Port's harbour, though he occasionally does other jobs too, such as liner docking and garbage duty, the latter of which he does with disdain. Top Hat is your stereotypical, pompous, upper-class, snob-type character. He is rude and has a very aristocratic outlook on the world. He thinks he's better than everyone else and is rather vain. Self-image is very important to this guy.
All you worry about is keeping that piece of glass in your eye clean.
Not only my monocle, all of me.
He is an amusing character though, full of wit and funny dialogue.
That's real zero thinking, W.
Top Hat is never dull to watch. Over time, his good side does start to surface, and he begins to show that deep down, he does work as hard as any of his colleagues, and when push comes to shove, he can be a real hero that cares for others and will put them before himself. I should also mention that I'm mostly acknowledging the 20-minute cuts of the episodes, the ones that have them of course, although I will be taking a look at one episode that has both. Alright, now let's take a look at each of his appearances and see how things develop. As Sunshine is the pilot episode, its purpose is simply to establish the world and the characters that live within it. As a result, Top Hat gets about as much focus as the majority of the cast. At the briefing, his upper-class attitude and wit are on full display when he banters with 10 Cents. On top of that, his views on what he considers lower-class tugs can be seen too.
Not you, 10 Cents. This is no work for switchers.
Despite that, we do get to see that he takes his work just as seriously as the others. While he does dismiss Sunshine after the Duchess incident, he does join the others in searching for the new guy when his innocence is revealed, and even goes as far as to apologise. In his own way, of course. Something that even surprised 10 Cents.
An apology from Top Hat? I don't believe it!
Overall, a simple start, and while Top Hat does learn a lesson at the end, it is one that is learned by his comrades too. And so, he doesn't change all that much. In Pirate, we get to see what Top Hat thinks of a couple more characters. During the meeting, he calls out Captain Zero, saying that he likely knows several schemes.
I know of a scheme to catch this planet.
I expect you know several.
This comes as no surprise really, as the Stars and Z-Stacks are bitter rivals, so this doesn't reveal anything new about the character. However, the stakeout scene with Warrior, while not only hilarious, shows us that Top Hat really has little patience for those who are uneducated or clumsy. His reactions to Warrior's antics are some of the funniest in the show. On the whole, a solid continuation of what we saw before, with a little more attitude and humour thrown in. Trapped is largely more of the same in regards to the Rail Tug's personality. However, there is a glimpse of hope towards the end, when he subtly admits that Billy Shupak did do a good job of freeing everyone.
Well, there was an element of luck, I suspect, but I must say I am quite impressed.
Now Regatta is where we slowly start to see the shift. Top Hat doesn't do anything significant until the second half, where he joins his comrades in rescuing Grampus. He is reluctant to do so at first, though I won't hold this against him, since not only is intruding on a naval exercise incredibly dangerous, but it could also cause a lot of problems for Captain Star. All the same, Top Hat does his part and assists in the submarine's rescue. And this is where I want to quickly cover the 15-minute cut of the episode. I actually wasn't aware of this until last year, but when Top Hat leaves just before the regatta starts, in the 15-minute version, he actually says that he's going to see if Captain Star can get the Navy to spare Grampus.
I'll go and see if Captain Star will get the Navy to spare Grampus.
I think that this is a really nice moment, and is just another hint as for what's to come for Top Hat. I kind of feel like munitions should have taken place before Regatta, as Top Hat doesn't actually do anything significant within it. He's present at the briefing, being his usual self, and we do get to see what his relationship with Frank and Eddie is like. It's a humorous one for sure, but it doesn't really add anything to his character. I do find it a little odd that he makes an excuse not to go and help out with the dockside fire.
I'd love to join you, but these two are in a right state.
Like, did he actually mean what he was saying? Or what? I don't know. Maybe his line towards the end about being too late to save the day is a hint of what's coming up. In Warrior, we get to see more of Top Hat's good side peek through. When he notices Tencent struggling with Izzy, he immediately expresses concern for the little guy, and does what little he can to help out. Granted, he is not the hero of this story, as that title goes to Warrior, but it is nice of him to make the effort without being asked. Speaking of Warrior, Top Hat even praises him for his efforts.
I don't believe I'm saying this, but good work, Warrior!
That means a lot, considering the last time these two were both trying to solve a dangerous situation. And now for Top Hat's Spotlight episode, the fan favourite and my personal favourite episode. This is where everything that we've seen from Top Hat has finally built up to. It starts out as per usual. Top Hat is being his usual snobby self, acting like an arsehole towards his crewmates, and complaining that he gets put on garbage duty. When we see him again though, this is where things really kick off. After the Z-Stacks accidentally damage the railway bridge and leave to get help, Top Hat hears a train approaching. Without hesitation or encouragement from anyone else, he jumps in and pulls the steel rig under the bridge so as to prop it up just enough for the train to safely cross. But then, the bridge collapses and we hear another engine approaching. Thinking that the situation is hopeless, Top Hat is about to give up until Lord Stinker urges him to push him under the rails in order to catch the train. This whole sequence is just incredible. Not only is it an epic action sequence, but to see Top Hat step up to the plate on his own accord and go out of his way to be a hero just goes to show that deep down, he is in fact just as much of a true star tug as any of his friends. Furthermore, throughout the entire scenario, he expresses concern for Stinker's safety. And afterwards, he even shows his respect for the garbage barge.
Don't waste time cutting me free. Take me with you.
You'll take that risk, Stinker? If this doesn't work, you'll be in danger yourself, Stinker! It's worked, Stinker! You're a smelly old genius, nothing less. I'll never complain about your smell again.
A phenomenal episode and a fantastic character moment that pinpoints the turnaround for everyone's favourite rail tug. Quarantine shows us a little bit of what has changed for Top Hat since his previous appearance. He does still complain and is quick-witted, but now his remarks are a lot less rude and appear to be more observations as opposed to insults. He isn't the focus of the episode, and thus doesn't get much screen time here, but it is nice to see that his attitude towards his colleagues has changed. Ghosts manages to stay consistent with this character shift. When Big Mac rushes into the dock out of the fog, Top Hat is the one to warn him to ease off and tell him off for speeding. Also, when Big Mac is reluctant to tell his friends about what he saw, Top Hat is the one to encourage him to open up and even reassures him that the crew won't belittle Big Mac. Granted, he does this anyway, but then again, most of the characters give Big Mac a hard time about his ghosts. Clearly, they all thought he was being ridiculous and just laughed it off. The morning after everyone sees the ghosts, when Grampus abruptly wakes Top Hat, he tries to protect his ego by claiming that he was only dreaming about ghosts. He might have dreamt about them, but he certainly wasn't going to admit that he thought he saw them. He only makes a single appearance in High Winds, and it's the scene where he spots Zebedee pinch a coal barge. Rather than making a snide remark about the Z-Stacks, he simply decides to do the right thing and inform Captain Star. Good job, Top Hat. Upriver sees Top Hat yet again willingly play a hero role, but this time he does it alongside Warrior and OJ. After the incident has been dealt with, he remarks about how both Warrior and Little Ditcher were lucky to survive, once again showing that he has learned to care about those he works with. And finally, Big Freeze. As this is an ensemble episode, and by extension the finale to the series, Top Hat gets about as much focus as the others. When nobody manages to come up with an idea to help guide Vienna in, Top Hat refrains from making any snide remarks, and although he is clearly bemused by Warrior's idea to set his garbage on fire, he simply questions it rather than mock it. If this had happened at the start of the series, he would have undoubtedly called it stupid or something along those lines. Top Hat ends the series in the most different place to any other member of the cast. A select few would go through some changes, but none more so than this guy. Top Hat's growth throughout the single season of the show is incredible, and despite the fact that the series only consists of 13 episodes, this growth didn't feel rushed or forced in the slightest. It felt very natural. It makes me wonder what sort of plans the show creators would have had for him if the show had a second season. Either way, I am more than satisfied with what we got from this guy, and he has earned his place among my favourite characters within the show. Alright, thanks for watching this second installment of Tugs A Deep Dive. I hope you all enjoyed this one, and I especially hope that you're enjoying this revisit to such a hidden gem of a kids show. Tugs will always have a special place in my heart. Coming back to it after a period of absence has already made it feel incredibly rewarding and nostalgic. I'm hoping for the next video to be on the longer side, but we'll see how things go. Either way, there should still be a video next week. See if you can guess what the topic is going to be. As always, thank you very much for watching. Now until next time, I've been Cinders and Ashes UK, you've been awesome, and have a great day. Bye!